Today we're speaking with Sam Efford, who is a graduate of Ryerson University and also works in the automobile industry. Hi Sam, thank you for chatting with us today.
Yeah.
Could you introduce yourself first?
My name is Sam Efford. I live in Toronto, Canada. I've been working in the automotive industry for the last 3-4 years or so, and I'm in the process of moving to China. I've wanted to go for the longest time. I have a lot of Chinese friends who have been, I really haven't experienced such kind of like a welcoming, friendly nature, I guess, from people before. So they've been telling me for the longest time, like, you need to go, and I've been learning Mandarin because I've had so many Chinese clients as well. So it's been a pleasure working with them, and yeah, I'd love to experience the history. It's such a unique country in so many ways and so vast. It's just, it's so different from the West, and because it's so far away, I feel there's this disconnect that I would like to kind of bridge personally. Just to understand more about a different culture, different people, different way of life, and yeah, I'm really excited to go there.
And as you mentioned, you're going to work in China in the near future.
Yeah.
So how much do you know about China and also the Chinese Communist Party?
From what I do understand, China's just changed so much in the last few decades even. They've industrialized in a way that no one's really ever seen. So it seems like the Communist Party's been doing a heck of a job. Just like China until recently was like a third world country. And just basically now it's the second largest economy in the world. No country has ever done it in the way that China has done it, which is so unique and so exciting. So I'm really excited to see what initiatives they take on in the future and how that's going to transform the world basically in the next however many years.
Yeah, and what do you think is the significance of the Chinese Communist Party on China's social and economic development over the last 100 years?
Yeah, well, one thing I find so interesting is because in the West anyways, we have elections every few years. What happens is you can't think very long term because half of your term is trying to get reelected. Whereas if you are in power, you can actually make these initiatives that last 50 years or 100 years or whatever it may be, which sounds insane to anyone in the West, because usually it's like, hey, how do we get this built this year? Whereas in China, things get built super fast, and then on top of that, you can aim for these like multi-trillion-dollar, these numbers that sound like fake, almost like multi-trillion-dollar initiatives to build, rail systems or whatever it may be.
Yeah. Do you know anything about the Belt and Road Initiative?
Yeah.
And why do you think China should or shouldn't implement this strategy? And what does that mean for countries along the route?
Yeah. So it would connect the different countries all across Asia in a way that they've never had before. So it'd be really interesting to see how that could affect the economy and socially and sociopolitically. When you have all these countries that are basically very difficult to traverse in so many ways, and then if you can actually transport goods in a much more efficient way and cut down on costs, you make a very competitive marketplace that I don't think you really see anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, for sure. And how do you see China's development and status in the world economy?
And this is one thing that I don't think China gets enough credit for. Like, the US came to be a global superpower by Europe being destroyed by World War II. China didn't have that at all, where it's just through, I don't know, sheer tyranny of will that people actually were able to provide manufacturing labor in a way that no one else in the world could. And I remember when I was a kid, everything was made in China, like virtually everything. And so China's done such a great job taking over manufacturing, and now with technology. I mean, you mentioned I'm looking to go to Shenzhen. It's, China's Silicon Valley. And so you're getting China competing in these other marketplaces that are so competitive in like the first world. So, I mean, they've done phenomenal work over the last however many decades.
And let's talk about made in China products. So what are your thoughts on the quality and price, and how have they influenced your own life? Like,
I feel like in the last, 20 years, the quality of products have gotten so much better to actually be like really high quality global first world products. And I even had some products made in China through Alibaba and things like that, and the communication is just so smooth and you can get things done so quickly. It's actually really impressive. it's like better customer service than I have here if you're, a paid subscriber to whatever product you're using.
Would you say that they've had a big influence in your life, made in China products?
I don't know at all how my life would look different without them, because it was everything. Like literally everything. Like it was almost a joke. Like you'd look at any pencil you used as a kid and it's like made in China, anything, virtually everything. So, I mean, China was basically the world's manufacturing of everything.
So let's talk about Chinese manufacturing, the driving effects of that on the economy of neighboring countries, such as Southeast Asia.
Sure.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so it has and will continue to have a huge effect on neighboring countries, both with the needs for raw materials that the neighboring countries will be able to supply, and that will allow them to industrialize as well and develop businesses. Also with the expanded workforce, China expanding into these areas, then you can improve the manufacturing of those neighboring countries and so forth as well. So you're having an impact both on the raw material supply, you're having an impact on the labor force and workforce. So then you're also getting these business-minded people who are experienced in manufacturing, things like that, and that can carry over forward into the other neighboring countries as well. So it's kind of a three-phase, I guess, sort of influence.
Yeah, that's a very thoughtful answer.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for chatting with us today. We wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.